and go now. You've got 2 minutes to go grab something, run back as quick as you can. How are we doing on the YouTube channel? Are we live? Are we ready? Facebook, we're all good to go?
Yeah, Facebook seems to be good.
Come on guys, quick out the kitchen. Grab those tins, bring them back in. And get ready to go. Now, the first part that we're going to go through is a warm-up. This bit doesn't require any ball skill or anything like that. It's just to get your heart rate going. Some of it, you might feel a little bit silly doing it, but trust me, stick with it, you'll be absolutely fine. So, the first part that we're going to do, we're going to take our tin. I'm going to put the tin in our left hand. And we are just going to touch that ball, touch that tin down to our red sock. We're going to swap over to the right hand. We're going to get down and touch it to the yellow. So keep swapping hands, get down nice and low, over and over again. I need you to do that for about 30 seconds. Just keep going over and over, touch and touch. Everybody stick with that. We're going to do that for 30 seconds. Off you go. Now, when my timer finishes, we'll move on to the next part. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep talking and explaining the benefits of what we're doing. This little warm-up and the reason for it, we need to get your muscles nice and warm, we need to get your heart rate up, and we need to get ready for that exercise. It's really important to warm up before you do any exercise, especially football, okay? Right, now, we've got about 10 seconds left, and then we're going to move on to the next part of the warm-up. Really simple, all this warm-up stuff, guys, so you don't have to stress yourself too much. Right, now, we are going to stop there, reset my clock. Next part of the warm-up is a really simple one. It's called a speed circle. You can use your tin or you can use your ball. So what I'm going to do here is just a little circle that goes round the ball with my feet. I'm just going to dance around the outside of the ball, try not to bump into anybody next to me, try not to bump into the other balls, and I'm just going to go round the ball over and over. We're going to do this for another 30 seconds. So bounce round in a circle, you can go in either direction, but keep those feet moving and try and keep facing forwards. So keep facing me, keep facing the camera, and we're going to go from there. You've got 30 seconds, off you go, guys. Remember, we're going round in a circle, but we're keeping facing forward. Everybody keep those feet bouncing. Bouncy feet are going to be really, really important today. So keep those feet bouncing, and then you'll be ready for your session. Got another 15 seconds, guys. You're doing excellent. Keep going. Now, I'm just going to check here to see if we can see any comments on our YouTube. Let us know if you are tuning in. Now, I know there's some guys today that are already tuning in from Collingham, a fantastic junior club that play in Leeds. I've got Horsforth, St Margaret. Some of you guys are watching. All those Horsforth players, I know you're going to do amazing today. You've got some incredible technique. We've actually got some guys tuning in from Kansas in America, all the way on the other side of the pond. So Dominic and the guys out in Kansas, massive thank you for tuning in. We really hope you guys are enjoying the session. Now, next part we're going to do, because we've stopped our timer a little bit late. So after we've done our speed circles, now we're going to do some little jumps. Now this is where we start to stagger things for different levels. If you're on the beginner ball, if you're a 4, a 5 or a 6-year-old, we're going to start with the feet together. We're going to do a little star jump. It's going to go round and meet on the other side. So you're going round your ball with a little star jump just like that. Reset back behind your ball every time and a little jump that goes round. Get those feet bouncing. Now for our older players, our intermediates on this middle ball, we're going to bounce over the top of the ball. So we're going to go bouncing over, bouncing over, bouncing over, bouncing over. Keep that going. That is not an easy one, but try and go for a full 30 seconds. Now for my older players, the advanced players, this is a hard one. We're going to do those same bounces, but you've only got one leg. So choose whichever leg you like. I'm going to go with my yellow sock, which is my left foot, and I want you guys to try and bounce up and over the ball with a little hop. You can reset your feet if you need to, but then you've got to bounce again, up and over, and do as many hops over your ball as you can. 30 seconds, are you ready? Let's go. Now guys, the next part that we're going to do, I'm just going to get a little drinks break here. Where's my bottle gone? Have I lost my drink? 1 second, I'm going to go grab it. Alright, there we go. I think we'll put it down somewhere. We've got 10 seconds left, guys, on that warm-up. Keep bouncing. Keep those feet going. Remember, on the beginner ball, we're going for that little star jump. Remember, on the middle, we're going for the bounce, but 2 feet. And on the last ball, we are going for that one-legged bounce. Very tough one. That unilateral balance, really, really important though. Now, next bit that we're going to go through to is the squats. So for this bit, I want you to try and get your bum all the way down onto your ball and bounce back up. Now don't be lazy and land on the ball. I want you to bounce back up off it. So it's just a little squat. Everybody's going to do this together. We're going to go down, bounce and back up. Now these squats don't work if your feet are together. We need to make sure those feet are nice and wide. A nice wide base allows you to get lower, sit down on your ball and bounce back up. You should feel this just around your hips, and that's going to help because we're going to do a lot of bouncing today. So we've got to make sure we go down nice and slow and back up nice and slow. You've got 30 seconds, guys, to run your next warm-up. Off you go. Now, another thing that I want to say is a big thank you to everybody. We've got over 100 people watching on YouTube right now. We've also got some people tuning in on Facebook. And we've got people from all different places. I know there's people in Huddersfield. I know there's people in Leeds. We've got London. So it's really good to see that the Catalan sessions are going on all over the place. Now, for anybody who is wondering, you might be wondering why I'm wearing red and yellow socks. So after the warm-up, we're going to explain exactly why. Okay, now we're going to stop that and reset there. So the reason I'm wearing red and yellow socks and opposite socks is because we do odd sock training. So everything that we do at Catalan, we always wear the red sock on the right foot. I'm going to pull that up now so you can see that nice and clear. And then we've got the yellow sock on the left foot. And for me, that's my weak foot. But we always make sure that when we're training, we make sure that players are practicing with both feet. And everything you do today, I'm sometimes going to ask you to use your red sock and sometimes going to ask you to use your yellow. And that's what makes the best players. The best players can use both feet. Okay, so if anybody's wondering why I've got odd socks on, that's why. Now the last part of the warm-up is probably the hardest. What we're going to do now to get your heart rate up, I want you to pick your ball up and have it around waist height, just around your belly button, just there. We're going to lift your red knee up to the ball, drop that back down and lift it to the yellow. Drop it again and lift back up, and we're just trying to touch the bottom of the ball. Don't need the ball. We don't want the ball flying up anywhere and bouncing into the ceiling. We just want a nice soft touch on the bottom of the ball. Now, once you've got your little rhythm and the timing, remember those two words, they're very important today, rhythm and timing. Now what we're going to do is start to bounce with our feet. So when I press the button, we are going to do the same thing, but we'll bounce, 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 and we're going to keep going and try and go for a full 30 seconds if you can. Are you ready to go, guys? Ready to bounce those feet? Keep that ball nice and still. Off you go. 30 seconds, bounce on your feet. Get those knees up nice and high. Your heart rate's going to go through the roof here. You're really going to get hot and sweaty, and we're going to need a drink in about 25 seconds. Keep going, guys. We've got another 20 seconds to go, but you're all doing brilliant. Really, really pleased that you've all joined us today. We've got another 10 seconds or so to go. When that finishes, we're going to stop. Everybody's going to get a drink. I'm going to take a little break and just relax before we get into your football session. That's your warm-up done. In 3, in 2, in 1, and stop there, guys. Everybody, grab your drink. We have a little saying at Catalan, your bottle is your best friend. You always need to be taking a drink job in your session. Now, next part that we're going to do, guys. What we're going to do now is I'm going to reset my balls first of all. We're going to go through the practice, but the way that this is going to work is ball number 1 will be explained first. And as soon as I finish explaining that, I want my smallest players, we call them niños, 4s, 5s, 6s, I want you guys practicing on that ball until we're ready to start. And then on ball number 2, we'll explain that one. Again, 7s, 8s and 9s, or anybody who's not quite ready for the advanced stuff, you guys are going to practice on that one. And then ball number 3, I mean, come on, it's not going to be easy, all right? I don't want any complaints about the difficulty of these skills. If you've chosen this ball and you think you're a baller, so you've got to try and keep up with me on that one. The next part is going to be stage 1. Now, stage 1 is toe taps. Toe taps are really simple. All I want you to do is use the bottom of your foot. Everyone show me the bottom of your foot. Go and hold it out without falling over. Good. There you go. So we're going to use the bottom of the red sock and the bottom of the yellow sock. What we're going to do here, for the beginner players, we're going to march like a soldier. So the right foot goes on the ball, and then we swap over to the yellow. But notice how I move my arms like a soldier at the same time. We're going to go from ball to floor, just like that. We go red to yellow. Now, when we do this slower, it tests our balance. So you're not going for speed just yet, these beginners. We're just going nice and slow. It's improving your balance and try and be gentle on the ball. We don't want the ball rolling around the living room. The cat might start chasing it. So let's keep that ball nice and still. Now, the next one that we're going to do for stage 1, for the intermediate players, you guys are going to march, but you're going to roll the ball. So I want the ball under the right foot, and you're going to do the same march, but as you do it, you're going to roll the ball to your left foot, to your yellow side. Yellow is then going to roll back to red. And we're going to do a little march. Again, nothing too fast. We want to keep that ball under control. And for those players who really want to test themselves, see if you can keep your eyes on me while you move your ball. Players who play with their head up are the best players. Okay, so try and keep your head up if you can. Now, advanced players, I know you've been waiting a while to hear this one. What we're going to do here, these are pretty much known as toe taps, but we're going to try and do this with rhythm. Rhythm and timing. Remember those two words I said at the beginning? Rhythm and timing. This is not about speed just yet. I want you to just bounce and bounce and bounce from one side to the other. And a really good word here is together. You're trying to get the foot to hit the floor and the foot to hit the ball at the exact same time. We're trying to go together, together, together. You see that? So we're trying to bounce in between. Now for those really good players, you might start to add a little bit of speed in here, but don't go crazy just yet. I want everybody to practice that just for another 10 or 15 seconds. Remember, we're going through a march, 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 and we're trying to work everything together. It's about rhythm and it's about timing. Remember, in here we're still doing the march, but we're going to roll that ball. It's going to go across your body from red side to yellow side. If you don't have red and yellow socks on, don't worry, you can still do it anyway, but we're going left foot to right foot to left foot to right foot. And remember, for my advanced players, we're trying to do this with what we call bouncy feet. Imagine the floor is hot, and if you don't keep those feet moving, you are going to burn your toes. So we need to keep bouncing. Try and keep bouncing as you go. We've got 30 seconds to do as many as you can in that time. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do it. 30 seconds. Everybody start to bounce. Remember, with the march, we're trying to go together. Together. It's about rhythm and it's about timing, and we're moving our arms at the same time. Remember, with this one, we're moving the ball. So it's not as basic as the beginner because we're rolling that ball from side to side. And remember, in here, when we're going with the advanced ball, we're going to try and bounce. Remember that hot floor. Keep your feet bouncing as much as you possibly can. We've got another 5 seconds left. Go on, turn it up. How fast can you go for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. Guys, absolutely great work. Now, what you've done so far is just level 1. There's going to be 3 levels to every skill. So what you've done here is the most easy version, and the most easy version of all 3. Every single practice now is going to get a bit harder, bit harder, bit harder. But remember, every time we do this, we'll go in rhythm and we'll go in timing. Okay? Now, a couple of things I just want to say before we move on to the next bit is a massive thank you to everybody who's tuning in. The numbers are growing as I speak. Thank you for everybody that's still tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube. Okay, we've got both going at the same time. So I know that some of the older people might not be on Facebook or might not be on YouTube. Right, guys. So the next one that we're going to do before we start our timer, we're going to move on to part 2 for all these. Now, the next one we are going to go for the tap and roll, but we are still working our march for the beginners. So we go tap and roll, tap and roll, tap and roll, tap and roll. Remember, speed is not what we're going for here. It's timing and it's rhythm. Try and do it to a count of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Beginners, off you go. You get practicing and get ready for our speed round in about a minute's time. Now, for my intermediate players, we're going for double taps here. So we're going for tap, tap, pull it across, tap, tap, pull it across. Nice and slow, but it's a double touch. See that? Double. 1, 2, across, 1, 2, across, 1, 2, across. Try and work that. That's going to be to a count of 3 because you're going touch, touch, roll. That's your count of 3. Give it a try if you go. Now, for you guys that are advanced, we're going to go for the double taps, but we're going to try and keep that bouncy feet. So we're going to go tap, tap, roll, tap, tap, roll. I'm just going to try and bounce in between. 1, touch, 2, touch. 1, touch, 2, touch. And try and bounce in between the red sock and the yellow sock. Now, all these practices really help when you're surrounded by players. The reason that we use these little toe taps is sometimes you've got to quickly pull the ball away from the defender or quickly pull the ball into a shooting position. What you don't want to do is be making mistakes with those kind of touches, because if that ball slips away from you when a defender's close, you're going to get tackled. So that's why what we call ball mastery is really, really important. The more you master the ball, the more you master the game. Now we're going to start our 30 seconds. Now you've had a bit of practice time. Remember, we're going for the tap and roll over here. We're going for the rolls in here, and then we're going for the bouncy feet in here. Let's see if we can do all 3 at the same time for 30 seconds. I would love to see some photos and some videos of you guys training at home. So after this video, what I'm going to do is go on our Facebook, on our YouTube, on our Instagram, tag us in those posts. At Catalan Soccer, you can tag us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Snapchat, I don't know, TikTok, wherever else you've got. I want you guys to tag us so we can see how fantastic the kids are doing at home. I'd also love to see some mums and dads and some grandmas and granddads in those videos too. Do your absolute best, but remember, like we said, everything we're taking nice and easy today. Anybody can work with a beginner ball. Anybody can test themselves and be advanced. Now, we finished up there on our 30 seconds. We overran a little bit. Well done if you went for 35 there. And we're going to move on to part 3. Now, part 3 is really, really simple. But simple doesn't mean easy, okay? So what we're going to try and do here, sorry about the noise there, I think there's a bin man outside. What we're going to try and do here, guys, is we're going to go double taps for the beginner players, okay? So my beginner players, we are now going to work on that tap, tap, roll, tap, tap, roll, tap, tap, roll. And we're working those double taps. If the beginners are ready, I want you to try and bring in your bouncy feet. Now you don't have to go super fast, but just try and keep bouncing. Look how my shoulders and my head are bouncing. See if you can do that with bouncy feet. Now the next bit over here, we are going one touch here for the tap and roll. So these intermediate players, my 7s, 8s and 9s, we're not going for double here. You don't get as much time in between. We're going to tap and roll, tap and roll, tap and roll, tap and roll. And we're trying to quickly move the ball from side to side, bringing those bouncy feet. Now part 3 for my advanced players. Good luck with this. This is not easy. If you've ever seen Neymar, if you've ever seen Mbappe, if you've ever seen Marcelo, some of those really skillful players, you might have seen samba taps. Now samba taps work like this. They're Brazilian. We go yellow sock on the ball, then we go red sock on the ball, and then we cross our feet over, and the yellow goes on again. We come back the other way. We go red sock, we go yellow sock, and then we go red sock again. So have a little walk through that. It's 3 touches this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And keep those feet moving. Alright? So remember, over here, with the taps for those younger players, we're going for those double taps. But we don't have to go super fast. We're just trying to stay bouncy. Remember, in here, we're going for the tap and roll. Intermediate players, when you roll that ball, but tap it quick. Roll that ball, but tap it quick. See if you can keep up the speed and the rhythm. And remember for my older players, especially if you're really good, see if you can add a bit of speed to these samba taps. Watch my feet here when we dance. We're going to go yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. And see if you can dance. Imagine you've got some Brazilian music playing. Imagine you're on the beach in Rio de Janeiro. Let's go. 30 seconds. I want everybody to do that together now. Remember, we've got the bouncy feet in here for those younger players. See if you can get your hips and your shoulders moving as you tap. Remember, for the middle players, for these intermediates, we're trying to move that ball quickly from side to side. But you want to get 1 touch, don't take 2. Try and go tap and roll, tap and roll, tap and roll. Fast as you can. Remember in here for the samba touches, we are crossing our feet before we come back the other way. And how many touches was it? Can you remember? 1, 2, 3. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Everybody ready to finish? And there we go. Alright guys, so that was all your toe taps done. You've done very, very well so far. And I don't know about you, I need a drink. Let's grab a drink. Now, a couple of things I want to say here guys. Very important to stay hydrated. When it comes to exercise, water is the best thing you can have in your body. If you can get some fruit or some orange juice or anything like that after your exercise, then that's great. Helps build that sugar back up. But what we can't do is just have orange juice and fizzy drinks. We want to make sure we've got plenty of water in our body. Right now, I'm going to click on my live video so you can see some of these comments. Guys, if you are watching live, please give us a shout out. Please comment on the video. Please let us know that you're watching, and then we'll be able to give you a shout. Oh, we'll have to check that. That's not a live chat. Oh, there's no live chat for some reason on my YouTube. Anyway, let us know on Facebook instead. What I want you guys to do is like the video, and if you haven't done already, subscribe to the Catalan Soccer YouTube channel. We've nearly got 4,000 subscribers. I'd love by the end of this video to jump over that 4,000 mark, and then we can get even more kids every Wednesday, 11 AM, training with their ball. Now, we're going to move on to the next part, guys. So I hope you've had a drink, hope you've taken a little bit of a break, hope you're ready for the next part. Part 2, stage 2, these are called TikToks. Now, some of you kids at home might already think you know what a TikTok is. I'm not talking about the videos. I'm not talking about, the crazy dances that you guys do. TikToks are a movement of the ball. And for this part, I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera so you can see. We're going to be using the insides of the foot on the red and the yellow side. And what we're going to try and do here, guys, this bit's really important. You don't want to use the inside of your toes here, you want to use the inside of your ankle. That ankle is that big fat part that's going to get a nice solid contact on the ball. If you hit your toes, the ball's going to spill forward, you're going to lose control. You don't want to lose control today, okay? So what I want you guys to do, you can even practice on your 10 if you want, on your inside the ankle on those TikToks, and we're going to bounce from side to side, okay? So, first of all, we're going to go over for the beginners. Now, this is not about speed, remember, we're going rhythm and timing. I want you to tick and tock and tick and tock. And see if you can move that ball. It doesn't have to move much, but I just want you to make sure you're using the inside of both feet, not the sole of the foot anymore. We've done the sole of the foot, we've done our soles. Now we're going to go inside to inside and see if you can bounce that ball from left to right. Now for my intermediate players, we're going to do the same TikToks. We're going to use the same part of the foot, inside of the ankles every time. But for this bit, we are going to go for bouncier feet. So we're going to try and tick and tock. But look how my feet are bouncing. I'm trying to keep those feet bouncing all the time. I reckon some of you intermediate players should find that pretty easy. Now for my older players, for my advanced players out there, we're going to go for TikTok but fast. So we're going to try and move that ball, but see how many touches you can do and how fast you can move that ball. Some of those intermediate players might even fancy that challenge to see how many you can do in a row. We're going to start with 30 seconds in a minute after we've just had the little recap. We're going nice and soft on the TikToks in here. We're going to bounce nice and quick in here. And then over here, we're going for speed, remember. We're really going fast. Is everybody ready in 30 seconds? 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Everybody practice those TikToks. Remember, try and keep that ball moving left to right inside of the foot for my beginners. Remember in here, we're trying to bounce with those feet. Keep them bouncing as much as you possibly can. And remember in here, we're going for speed. How fast can you move that ball from left to right? You've got another 15 seconds left. Keep going. Guys, you're doing excellent. I'm going to grab a drink while you guys finish up. You've got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Stop there. Guys, a massive well done. You're doing really, really well. This is not easy for your fitness as well as your football skills. So not only are you learning, you're getting fitter and stronger all the time. It's really important, especially at this time, that we get nice healthy lungs. We're staying nice and healthy, we're staying fit. I know when you're stuck in the house at home, it's not always easy to do. So it's great to get out in the garden or even be doing workouts like this in the living room. I don't know if you guys have already seen this. There's a guy called Joe Wicks who's doing PE sessions at 9 AM every morning. If you guys haven't checked out Joe, he's doing some great fitness videos. Check him out, he's live on YouTube too. And then afterwards, on your Wednesday morning, when you've done your fitness with Joe, you can come and join me again at 11 AM every single week. Don't forget guys, if you subscribe to the channel, it'll drop you a little message on your phone and it'll let you know when we're going live, just so you don't miss anything, okay? Now, the next part we're going to move on to, so we're going for TikToks again. These younger players, these beginners, we're going for bouncy feet in here now, so see if you can show me those TikToks, but can you start to bounce with those feet? For those intermediate players, I want you to speed up now. See how fast you can go for 30 seconds with that ball, left to right, left to right, left to right. How fast can you go? It's not easy, but I'm sure you'll be able to do it. And then for my older players, we're going to go for a slightly different TikTok. This one's called slide and stop. Slide and stop. So we're going to move the ball to the left and stop it, move the ball to the right. Slide and stop. You see that? 2 touches, slide and stop, slide and stop. For the real pros out there, can you do it without looking at your ball? So I'm trying to keep an eye on the camera and I'm trying to move that ball left to right, to left, to right. Keep bouncing as much as you possibly can. Not an easy one that. Are we ready to go for our 30 seconds? Remember, we're going bouncy feet in here, we're going for speed in here, and in here we're going slide and stop, slide and stop. Give it a try guys, 30 seconds, off you go. Now guys, a massive thank you to everybody for tuning in today. We love coaching football at Catalan and we've been absolutely devastated. We've had to stop our sessions. And I was thinking the other day, there must be a way that we can still coach some kids. But people were saying to me, how do you coach a 4-year-old and a 14-year-old in the same session? Well, this is how you do it. We try and make sure it's easy, medium, and hard. So we've got 3 different levels today. You can work at whatever level you want, whatever level you think is best for you. And if at any point you want to change, if you think, I'm too good for this beginner stuff, I'm going to go up to intermediate, you do it, give it a try. There is no reason why not. If you're feeling like you can deal with this advanced stuff, if you think, you know what, I'm going to give it a go, be brave and try it. I'd love to see that some players have maybe gone from 1 to 2 to 3. Can you do all 3 levels? Give it your best shot. On the other side of it, guys, if you're trying the advanced stuff and you're finding it a bit tough, that's cool. Not everybody's had the same experience playing football. Not everybody's Neymar. You can always come back down, okay? Guys, we've done nearly a full minute there with me talking. So now what we're going to do is move on to the next part. Massive thank you again for everybody for tuning in. Dan, how many we've got watching at the moment on the YouTube? What have we got?
132.
132 people. Awesome, guys. 132 people, all training, getting healthier, getting fitter, getting better. Keep doing it, guys. Now, the next part we're going to do, this is going to get a bit harder for everybody. So we're going to try and do the slides now for my beginners. We're going to slide across. This isn't an upwards move of your body. You're trying to go sideways, a little shuffle. You see that? So try and slide that ball between your feet, but don't go fast. It's about rhythm. It's about timing. It's about control. So you're trying to slide that ball from left to right for my beginners out there. For my intermediate players, we're going for the slide, but what I want you to do is try and zip that ball quite quick. How fast can you move that ball? From side to side, but you're still trying to get it to stop. Don't let that ball bounce off your feet now. See if you can get that ball to stick to your foot. You see that? That glue on my shoe? Stick it every time. See if you can do that one. Not an easy one. Now I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera for this one for my advanced players. Everybody else, carry on with your practice. For these advanced players, this is a tough one now. We're going to slide, stop, step over. Slide, stop, step over. So when it moves to my red side, I do a red step over. When it moves to my yellow side, I do a yellow step over. It sounds simple, but when you get into a little rhythm, suddenly it looks quite hard. So we're trying to move that ball from side to side and incorporate that step over at the same time. We've got 30 seconds, guys. Give it your best. Off you go. And remember, there is absolutely no harm in moving up or moving down the levels. If you feel like this is getting a bit too tough, you can move back down. If you think, I'm too good for this, I'm nearly 6 now, and I'm going to smash this intermediate level, you want to step up, you do it. I'd love to see that some of you guys have moved up the ladder. A couple of things I want to say. Massive thank you to people who have shared this post and told people about it. I know that Protein and Spinach on Instagram, over 10,000 followers, and they've been shouting out to all their followers and all their subscribers to let us know and let them know that there was a YouTube video on today. So thank you for that. I think it's Austin, isn't it? It's Austin Saxton. Austin Saxton out there, mate. I hope you're training along with me. And I know from watching those videos that you train with your little brother too. I hope you're both doing it. That'd be great to see. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, guys, is move on to the next part. You've done a good 30 to 45 seconds there of that practice. Remember, with the TikToks, this is about rhythm. We are not trying to go too fast just yet. Don't get carried away with yourself. What's the saying? Walk before you can run, right? So, next bit. What we're going to do now is take a little 2-minute break. Now, because we've been working for quite a long time and we've been taking a lot of touches of the ball, it's important that we get things to slow back down, get the air back in your lungs. If you need a wee, go for a wee. If you need to get a drink, get a drink. Don't go get any snacks though, alright? I don't want you eating and getting tummy ache and complaining you've got a stitch. So, no food break, just go for a little drink, nip to the toilet if you need it, and we'll join back in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to get back on the phone and hopefully be able to give a few shout outs to those people that are following us out there and that are playing along at home. Okay guys, I'll see you again in 2 minutes time. I'm going to start my timer and we're back in 2 minutes. How are we all doing at home, guys? Hope everybody's ready for the next part. We've got another minute and 30 seconds or so. There's absolutely no rush, especially when you're doing exercise. You don't want to do too much. And I tried doing Joe Wicks' exercise on Monday. I couldn't keep up, I'll be honest. I'm not as fit as that guy. He moves quick, doesn't he? He was really, really good. But remember, guys, with fitness, every time you get tired, you are building your fitness. So the more tired you get when you're doing your exercise, next time you go to do some exercise, you find it a little bit easier. That's what fitness is all about. Keep pushing your levels and try and get that little bit higher every single time, okay? Now, after our 2-minute break, we're going to move on to stage 3. And stage 3 is all about the sole of the foot, okay? So we're going to start using the sole of the foot, but we're going to use it in slightly different ways. It's not the same as the toe taps. We've had a 1-minute break there. We'll give it another 30, 45 seconds just to make sure you guys are ready. Let me know if you're ready and you're ready for the next bit. Give me a shout. Tell me. Just say, Ben, come on, move on. I'm ready for it. If you don't need the break because you're super fit, then fantastic. But we're just making sure all those grandmas and granddads out there and those dads, you know, with a dodgy knee who had trials for West Ham once upon a time, we're just making sure that those guys are ready to join back in. So, we're going to get started with the next part, guys. Right, now, stage 3. Stage 3 is the sole of the foot. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start with the sole. This is a bit of a blend of like your TikToks and your toe taps together. So we're going to roll and stop with the inside, and then roll and stop with the inside. So I'm putting my foot forwards to stop that ball rolling away. Imagine you're trying to roll the ball as far away from you as you can, but just before it gets out of your reach, you're going to stop it with the inside of your foot. All right, you got that? So we're going to roll it and stop it. We're going to roll it and stop it. Have a practice with that roll and stop. It's a really tricky one on your weak side, on that yellow sock for me. Might be your red sock at home. Now the next one that we're going to do for our intermediates, we're going to go roll inside, but the ball's going to bounce, okay? So we'll roll, bounce. See that? Roll, bounce, roll, bounce. We have to do this super fast. Again, it's about rhythm. Again, it's about timing, but we are trying to keep that ball bouncing off the inside of the foot. I'd say do 10 of those. Once you've done 10, maybe 12, we're going to swap feet. Because remember, we need to be good, well-balanced players who can use both feet. So for this one, we're going to go yellow, bounce it off the red. You see that? So I've swapped feet, do 10 on each side, and then change over. But remember, when we go for our 30-second round, we're going to try and increase the speed a little bit there. Now for my advanced players, this bit is the same thing, roll inside with a little bounce, but see how bouncy you can make those feet up as well as side to side. We're going to roll, bounce, roll, bounce, roll, bounce, roll, bounce. See if those older players, those advanced players, can keep that up. And again, once you've done 10, maybe 12, you can swap feet to make sure you're working both sides. Remember, this is a sole control and an inside of the foot. So we're trying to use two surfaces in the same skill. Let's give it 30 seconds and see what we've got. So remember, over here we're going sole, inside, sole, inside. We're trying to stop the ball with that inside of the foot. Remember over here, for the intermediate players, we're trying to bounce the ball. So it's going to bounce off the inside of the foot and come back. We don't want that ball getting out of your reach. So it's only a little bounce, okay? Don't do the big bounce. It'll go flying, it'll make a mess, all right? Keep it nice and small. And then for my advanced players, remember, we are trying to do the same thing with those bouncy feet. So we're trying to move that ball sole inside and see how many you can do. I'd say about a dozen on one side is fine, and then swap feet. And we are finished there, guys. Absolutely brilliant. You should start feel that lungs are getting a little bit tired. This is where we get fitter, remember, this is where we get faster. When everybody stop now, get a little drink. And you know what? Give everybody in your house that's doing this with you a little high five. Say well done. Oh, maybe the elbow or the foot, whatever you want to do. But remember, guys, we're all in this together. We're doing it as a family. We're doing it as friends. We're trying to make sure that everybody's getting better together. This isn't about one kid. This is about every kid trying to get better with their football. So keep it up, guys. You are doing amazing. All right, now we're going to go on to part 2 on these sole controls. So this one, we are now going to go for the roll inside for my beginners. But look how slow I'm doing it. It's about rhythm and timing. If you're really good, you could even swap over and have a go on that weak foot. You don't have to do that, but if you want to challenge, you can do. We're going to go roll inside nice and slow. For my intermediate players, this one's different. It's still a roll, but it's the outside, okay? So we're going to try and go roll, outside, roll, outside. Notice how my foot's not touching the floor. That's a tough one. You're going to have to balance here. You're going to have to hold that wobble when you're trying to go sole and outside over and over again. Can you do that? If you're really good, see if you can do weak foot. Sole, outside. Now that is a tough one because it tests balance and technique at the same time. If you can balance and have good technique, you're doing amazing. So keep it up, guys. And then we're going to go for part 2 over here for my advanced players. Now this one is roll back. So what we're going to do here, we're going to put your foot on the ball, and you're going to go in a little circle with the ball coming backwards. So I want you to hop and pull it, hop and pull it, hop and pull it. But if you're really good, you might be able to do it without stopping. And see if you can bounce around in little circles. Again, we want to be well balanced. We want to be players that can use both feet. So have a go on the yellow sock too. Okay guys, we're going to start your 30 seconds there. Hope everybody knows their practices. And remember, you can always move things around. You can always change things and go for the advanced if you want to try it. You can go for the intermediate if you feel like it. Don't forget guys, you can use your little tin for this as well. So if you did bring your tin into the living room, you can use this for your skills, alright? See if you can roll it, bounce it, try and go from one side of the tin to the other. If you're doing your little hop circles, see if you can do it around your tin. But don't knock your tin over, alright? We don't want any custard spilling on the living room floor. So, have a play around with it guys. We are just about ready to stop there. There's your 30 seconds up. And again, we're using little items from around the house that will help you train and help you get better. Now, next part we're going to do, this is the most difficult stage of all 3 practices all at the same time. So, what we're going to do now for these little beginner players, we're going to try and roll the ball with the sole of your foot in a circle, okay? So I want you to follow your left hand. If your right foot's on the ball, you're going to follow your left hand. You're going to roll and keep following that left hand. You're trying to use the bottom of your foot, remember, and try and go around in a little circle. This is not fast. This is all about control. Now, what I try and imagine is I've got a little tomato under my foot. I try and squash and roll, squash and roll. So imagine you're trying to get a little bit of juice out of that tomato and you try to squash it as you roll it. If it helps you get that left hand out, so you can follow that left hand. If you're a left footer, if you like using your yellow sock, just follow your right hand. We're going to go spin the other way, get your right arm out so that guides you round in that little circle. You got it? Give it a try. Alright, now for my intermediate players, we're going to do what the advanced players have just been doing. We're going to try and work that little roll. You don't have to go super fast here, but you do have to stay bouncy. Those feet have got to bounce, alright? Try and set the carpet on fire. How fast can you bounce up and down? Keep the ball under control and keep using both feet, okay? I've done this before and got a bit dizzy because if you spin round in the same direction too many times, eventually you're going to lose your balance. So keep swapping and going in different directions and using both feet. It'll stop you falling over, alright? We don't want any lamps getting knocked over at home with players falling down. And then, for my older players, this is the hardest one for you guys. You're going to go weak foot and you're going to do the rolls in both directions. So I want you to try and go backwards for the first one, like that, and then we're going to go forwards, so we're going to go back round the other way. And you're going to try and go round in two little circles. We go backwards, loads of touches, loads of hops, and then we go forwards, round the other way. That's a real killer on the calves, alright? So give it your best shot. If you want to try it on the strong foot first, and then have a go on the weak foot, that's fine too, alright? I'm going to start your 30 seconds with everybody doing loads of sole control, loads of bounces. If you're a futsal player, if you're a football player, the sole of your foot is one of the best parts of your body you can use, okay? You see Neymar using it, you see Messi using it, Ronaldo using it. There isn't a pro player out there that's not great with the sole of their foot. So we've really got to practice. We've really got to keep that nice and sharp. You're doing brilliant, guys. You've got about 10 seconds left. Keep those bounces going. If you want to spend the last 10 seconds on a new practice, you give it a go and move up a level. We've got 3, we've got 2, we've got 1, and we're going to stop there and do a quick reset. How are we doing for timing? We've got loads of time. Okay, final bit, guys. Last part we're going to do now. This bit is stage 4. Now, stage 4 is the speed round, okay? Now, for this bit, we've got 45 seconds. And we're going to take little 5-second breaks in the middle, just to make sure that we don't completely burn out. So it's 60 seconds altogether. We are going to go back through everything we've done. We are going to do our tick-tocks, we are going to do our toe taps, we're going to do our sole control all in one round, okay? Now this is a little memory test as well. Can you remember how you did your tick-tocks? Yeah? Can you remember how you did your toe taps? Can you remember all that stuff? And can you remember your sole control, where we do sole and inside? You're trying to make sure you can do all 3, one after the other after the other. For my intermediate players, remember our tick-tocks had that little bit more bounce to them, and we're rolling the ball across your body. Remember, when we're moving that ball between our feet, we were trying to stay bouncing, stay light in our feet. And remember, we did the slides too. Slide and stop, slide and stop. Remember, for my older players, don't forget the samba taps, yeah? We go across, and we do those little 3s. So we're going to try and mix everything together. You guys try and stay with me, okay? By the end of this, trust me, I'm going to have no energy left. Hopefully you'll have no energy left. Let's give it our absolute best shot. I'm going to start with a big drink, make sure we've got the energy for it. Ready, guys? In 3, in 2, in 1. We're going to go. I want everybody to tick, top. Sorry, these are toe taps. Toe tap, toe tap, toe tap. Bounce with that ball as much as you possibly can. If you're really good, can you go across your body, across your body, across your... Keep your speed up. Don't slow down. Keep your speed up. Come with samba dance. Come and go across the ball, across the ball, across the ball. Excellent. We've got 15 seconds gone. Just take a little 5-second break. Let's get that energy back in your lungs. Make sure you've got plenty of air to go again, because we're going for the next one. Now we're going to do our tick-tocks. Remember, for these younger players, we're trying to bounce those feet. Keep them bouncing, keep them bouncing, keep them bouncing. I can see you slowing down. Don't slow down at home. Keep those bouncy feet. Remember, for my intermediate players, we slide and stop, we slide and stop, we slide and stop. Keep the slides and stops going. For my older players, we're going to slide and stop and step over. You forgot the step over, didn't you? I knew you'd forget it. Stop and step over. Keep it going as much as you possibly can. 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. Got the final one. We're going to go for the sole control. So for these younger players, can we roll it and do a little bounce? Can we roll it and do a little bounce? For these guys in here, we're going to go for our speed circle. Boom, round the ball as many times as you can. Don't forget to stop feet. And for the final one over here, we're going to go weak foot. You bounce all the way around the ball. Go back round the other way. You've got 15 seconds, go now. Everybody bounce, bounce, bounce. Keep those feet moving. Keep those lungs breathing. Get as much energy as you can. And guys, you are doing absolutely brilliant. If you're as tired as me, you've done amazing to keep going. Guys, that is absolutely fantastic. We've got 3, we've got 2, We've got 1, and I'm done. Guys, you've done a minute and a half there, nearly solid, of loads and loads of touches on the ball. I reckon, across this full session, the last sort of 30-35 minutes, you've had probably 500 touches of the ball. There is only one way to get better as a football player, I promise you, and it's practice and it's touches on the ball. The more touches you take, the better you get. That is science, it's a fact. You can't argue with me, alright? Now, final part of the video, guys. Everybody take a deep breath. Everybody get a drink. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody for joining in. As Catalan coaches, not being able to coach is like a nightmare for us. We want to be able to coach every single day. I mean, we do most of the time. But it's been a real shame that we've not been able to coach the kids that we love coaching. We miss coaching you all every single week. My whole team of coaches are constantly saying to me, I can't wait to get back. I can't wait to be coaching the kids again. I've got all these new things I want to show them. And it's really important that you guys keep up to your football until your football sessions start. I know some people have had their seasons cancelled. I know in leagues, some of the leagues have now actually stopped and they're not coming back until September. That's heartbreak for us. A whole summer of kids not playing football. That's just not right. The Euros have even been cancelled. Even the pro players aren't going to be playing over the summer. I know some dads are fuming about that. Can't be sat in the garden with a nice pint drinking and watching their football on the TV. Guys, you've done absolutely amazing so far. Really, really good. Now, what we want to do, we just want to ask everybody to send in any videos, any photos of you guys practicing. We'd love to see it. We're going to share it on our Facebook, our Instagram, and our YouTube. If you guys will let us, if that's okay, send us some pictures. Tag us in the post, let us know how you guys got on with the skill session live. Episode 2 is coming up next week, same time, same place, Facebook, YouTube, 11 AM. If you don't get to watch this because you are in America or Kansas or wherever you are, and you can't watch it live, that's cool. It'll stay on the channel and you can watch it later on, okay? So if you can't join us live, you've got something else going on, whatever, it's fine. You can still watch it later on and do your absolute best at home. Don't forget, we've got Coach Q&A coming up. So on Friday, what we're going to be doing is another live video, but it's not quite as intense as this. You're not going to be exhausted. On Friday, we're going to be doing a little Coach Q&A where you guys can send in some questions to ask our coaches. We've got Catalan Dan will be answering questions. We've got Catalan Ollie, we've got Catalan Ben, Catalan Matt. Any coach that we can, we're going to try and get them on a live call so we can answer your questions. Send in as many questions as you want and send in whatever question you want. You could ask him a really cool question, you could ask him a really silly question, ask him who his favourite player is, whatever you want to ask. And final bit is, unfortunately, we've got to address it, the coronavirus. I know it's horrible and I know it's one of those things where we can't really avoid it. All we've got to do is stay safe, stay home. The reason we're doing this, in my Catalan bunker is to make sure that we are safe and we are at home and we are keeping everybody else safe out there. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's helping fight that. The key workers out there, the people who are still going to work every single day and putting themselves at risk to make sure others are safe. That's an amazing thing to do. And final bit, guys, I want to say, from me, it's a big thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you really enjoyed the session. We are back next Wednesday. If you are one of our Catalan members, you'll be getting daily WhatsApp messages with things you can go home and train and things that will help you next week. So if you're in the session next week, make sure you're sticking up to my WhatsApp videos because that's going to help you in the next session. You'll probably be moving up to the intermediate or maybe even advanced if you stick with those videos. We've got competitions coming up too, guys. We're going to be sending out WhatsApp messages where there's videos that you can be watching. We're going to ask you to vote on who you think the winner are in our challenges, and we are giving away free prizes to try and keep you guys happy at home. Guys, we're going to sign off there. It's been a massive, massive success for us. We've absolutely loved doing it. I can't wait to see you all again soon. Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. See you soon.